Hey guys, this is Jaren from Patrick Adair Supplies, and today we're making the Winter's Dream. This one's a limited edition ring that we're doing for our Black Friday sale this year. Okay guys, so this is what's coming in your box. This is a tungsten ring blank, 8mm size. Then we have blue sandstone, diamond dust, and Egyptian blue opal. Then we have the blue glow powder and slate blue color pigment. And some of these you'll be able to crush up a little bit finer for this ring. Now that we've checked out our supplies, let's get started with making our ring. So I'm going to prep our materials. We're going to send it to you already pre-crushed, but for this ring, I like it a little bit more of a fine crush. And so to do that, I'm using metal plate, and just a roll of tape and a hammer. So first we're going to start with our base layer of our pigment and glow powder, just to create a nice backdrop for our materials. To do that, I just add a little bit of super thin as the ring is spinning, and usually that covers the majority of it, but you can go back and fill any spots that might be not quite covered where you can see the metal. And just a few drops all the way around the ring so it's nice and saturated and dark. Next, I'm going to take our crushed blue sandstone and just add a little bit at the base layer. Not trying to fill every space at this point, because we gotta leave a little bit of room for our diamond dust here. Now when you do the diamond dust, be very careful because it can come out pretty quickly. And so hold it a little bit elevated from the ring and lightly tap it. And just give it a nice light dusting. Right here is an example of maybe what not to do. Just a little bit too much sometimes can look a little weird for this design. And then last but not least, we're going to add our blue opal. Adding a little bit of super thin in between just so then it has something to stick to. With the blue opal, I'm going a lot lighter than I did with the blue sandstone. The blue sandstone's more of the star of the show for this one. And since it is the star of the show, I'm actually going to add just a little bit more blue sandstone in there. The blue sandstone gives it a really nice look. It actually kind of looks like stars once it's finished, and the diamond dust continues to add that look to it. And simple enough from there, you just secure the ring. Now here I'm just adding a couple of layers of our super thin, slowly layering it so it's completely clear, and that will create a nice depth into the ring where you can see all the different colors and different shimmers coming from that diamond dust and all the different materials in there. Definitely take your time on this part. If you rush it, if you add too much accelerator or too much super thin all at one time, it will begin to bubble up. It will have different inclusions in it, and you just want to avoid that. You want a nice, clear cure on that. So here guys, we're going to start drumming, and this is on a tungsten band, and even though tungsten is very scratch resistant, tungsten can scratch, and so if you do, it's going to be at this point. It's going to be while you're drumming. It's a little bit more aggressive, so you want to go nice and slow avoid scratching it, because once those scratches are in there, they're really tough to get out. So just be careful on that. We're just going to take it nice and slow all the way around the ring and get as close as we can. And then we're going to sand it the rest of the way. So from here, we're just going to do our sanding steps. I'm going through 220, 500, 1000, and 1200. First, I'm going to do a nice thorough sand, just getting the bevels and getting all of that excess off that we missed with the Dremel. Just clean out any impurities. Just be sure to use plenty of water in between your steps. After that first initial sand, I'm going to clean off all of that water and debris just with a paper towel. As much as possible, you want it nice and dry. And then we're just going to fill any holes or gaps with just a nice thin layer of CA from there. This top coat layer is going to cure a little bit faster. It's pretty thin, so it doesn't take too long. You can just slow down, double check, make sure it's cured. And you're just going to repeat that 220 sanding step, getting it nice and flush with that tungsten. When I'm sanding, just to make sure it's nice and clean and smooth, I always lift the sandpaper and then spray a little bit of water on there. If you do that, you should get a nice clean sand with no impurities getting stuck between the sandpaper, and we'll get the sandpaper to do what it's meant to do. Slow that down and see the nice, beautiful inlay that we've created. It's looking really good. I don't see any scratches or impurities in there, any holes. And from there is now my favorite step of the whole process, is we're going to polish this guy up. To do that, since this is tungsten, if you want to be a little more thorough, which I like to be, I'm going to use diamond paste. You can also get this at Patrick Adair Supplies. I'm going to use step 1 through 3 to make this ring shine. You don't necessarily have to do this. This is just a little extra step to make this a little bit more shiny and reflective. You want that, especially with this ring. There's a lot of reflective qualities to these inlay materials that you want to stand out. I'm just going to use a nice thin piece of paper towel to work this into the ring as it's spinning. This will get some scratches out of that tungsten if there is any micro scratches, but any major scratches, you're going to want to do a lot of extra sanding on that. But just avoid it. It's really, really tricky to get out, to be honest. Now that's all nice and worked in. You can see just how beautiful and shiny this one is. I absolutely love these materials, especially the blue sandstone. This gives off such a pretty look. Don't give it a nice wipe down, clean off all that polish on there. Oh my God, this looks like a beautiful night sky. And that blue opal complements it so well. Hope you guys like this one. I know I sure did. Might make one of these for myself one day. Thank you guys for watching.